What is up, everyone? And welcome back to another episode of the Talk of the Rick Show. If you are new here, then make sure you're hitting that subscribe button because you just want to come here and sit and listen to me talk, which is okay because obviously I do the same. No, I'm just kidding. But let's give a warm welcome to today's guest, Guy Eli. Hello,
Hey,
how are you?
good. How about you?
Good. So I always hop right into it with who or what got you into wrestling.
Okay, so I would say it was my father that got me into wrestling. Young me as a little boy, that's all he used to watch was wrestling. Even now, he still watches it on his phone. So that's really all I was around growing up. And the wrestlers that stuck out to me the most, that really gave me that itch to want to get in the ring myself, was Triple H and Randy Orton. My all-time favorite's The Undertaker, though. But those two are the ones that really made me want to get in the ring and wrestle myself.
All right.
Hello?
Are we good?
Yeah,
It like froze out for a minute.
yeah.
Anyways, so I said, who trains you?
Currently, Cheeseburger at the Worldwide Dojo. I train over there with him and Preacher.
Okay. So how long would you say like you trained for before you got like a legit match in front of a crowd?
So well, in front of a crowd, my very first match actually was like probably before the pandemic, like right before the pandemic. That was in front of a crowd, and that was like a battle royal though. That was like my very first match ever, and I
Okay.
was I was really green. Um, Around that time, I was on and off with training because of work schedule and just having money to pay for training. Um, Teddy Hart was actually the one that got me into that battle royal because yeah, a funny story is I got introduced to him from someone at work. I used to install solar panels on top of a roof, like the most unlikeliest of places. You like,
Yeah.
talk about wrestling or anything like that, and someone just comes up to me and was like, "Hey, do you watch wrestling?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I like to wrestle." He was like, "Yeah, I know Teddy Hart," and then he, introduced me to him, and that's how I got connected with him and got into that battle royal.
Wow,
It was,
that's
yeah.
crazy. I mean, yeah. So my next question, I already know the answer because I had to put up with you. But if people don't know, are you a heel or are you a face?
Oh yeah, I'm a heel. I've been a heel for pretty much my entire indie wrestling career. I was a face maybe for just a little bit when I first started, but that was for what, 2, 3 matches, and ever since I've been heel.
No, yeah. I say it all the time. Every person that comes on this podcast, I'm like, no, yeah, you're meant to be a heel, or no, you're meant to be a face. And I just like, we had that heat at that freaking show. I was like, yo, I come in here, I'm being all nice, and you want to come over here. I was like, hey, I was just trying to cheer for you, but you were like, it's cool. I won't even cheer for you anyways. But it's cool. I
Yeah.
guess it fits you. So whatever. Anyway, so what would you say is your favorite thing about wrestling as a whole?
Man, there's so much. Favorite thing about wrestling as a whole, I would say, I mean, really, it's really hard to even pick one. Um, really, just the physicality of it would be my favorite part of wrestling. I would say wrestlers like Ilya Dragunov. I like watching him a lot because he's just real explosive and real physical. That's like one of my favorite type of matches to watch, and I try to implicate that in my matches as well.
Okay. So now for like the other side of that, what would you say is the hardest part about wrestling?
Hardest part about wrestling for me personally, it's got to be cardio. I mean, I could wrestle a 10-minute match and I'm probably blown up 5 minutes into it. I try my hardest not to show it, but I mean, just got to get that cardio in. and as much ring time as you can. That's
I mean,
definitely the hardest part for me.
yeah, I mean, by your name, that doesn't like seem like something you do because you like your heel persona and your name, Fly Guy Eli, is more like, yeah, I already know I'm the shit, and I don't need nobody to tell me otherwise. That's kind of how it is. Is there like a backstory on how you got like Fly Guy Eli, or is it just?
No, I just went with because that was originally just my Instagram name, and it caught on, so I just kept it at that. But whenever someone hears my name, Fly Guy Eli, they just instantly think I'm like some type of high flyer, and I'm just like, I'm like, no, not really. The name Fly Guy Eli is like you said, it's just I'm the shit basically.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you gotta have that attitude in wrestling, which you do have. So hey. So then my next question is like, if a fan like me or someone else came up to you at a show and was like, I want to do exactly what you're doing, what advice would you tell them or give them?
Don't give up. That's that's one of the advices to never give up no matter what. It's gonna be hard. There's gonna be times. There's times where I feel like I don't think I could really do this. Like I don't think I could go as far as I want to. But
Mm-hmm.
me now versus me 3 maybe 4 years ago, I would have never thought I'd make it this far. Never thought I've had the type of matches that I've had so far, and the matches that I'm going to be having in the future. So it's definitely to never give up and to just keep pushing yourself. Keep pushing yourself to be better, stronger in all your accolades and whatever that you're weak in to really focus on that the most. And right now, I know, like I said before, cardio is something I really want to start getting into because I want to be able to wrestle 30-minute matches without getting blown up.
Absolutely. So, if you could choose any dream match, like on like the upper like WWE or AEW level, if you could face anyone alive or dead, who would you face?
Mm, okay. It would have to be really, I think Gunther. Gunther would have to be my answer. I just love his matches so much. I mean, he hasn't had a bad match in my eyes. Every time he's on TV, I'm glued to the screen. And
Okay.
I'd love to try some of those chops as well. So I think me and Gunther, I think I'd be able to go the distance with him.
All right, all right.
Be
That's
able to push
different.
me to the next level.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So now, like on the indies level, is there anyone that you want to have a match with that you haven't got to yet?
Oh yeah, there's quite a few. I would say my top pick, Eli Isom. Now it's not because we have the same name or anything, but so where I train at the Worldwide Dojo, I look at Eli Isom as the standard, like the top, and I want to be able to put myself against him. He's very conditioned. He knows what he's doing in the ring. Very knowledgeable. I ask him all the time for critique after my matches, and one day I really want to be able to be at my best physical condition to head with him.
Oh, absolutely. It sounds amazing. So now, like speaking on like those dream matches, if you can have, like, if you could wrestle anywhere, where would you wrestle?
If I could wrestle anywhere,
It could even be like some crazy place.
I mean, I would say WrestleMania is the end goal, but I'm also currently trying to get in the ring at MLW. I've been there, showing up every time they're in Philly. They're gonna be in Brooklyn or New York this month. I'm gonna see if I can pop up there as well. But in 2024, I'm definitely planning on trying to get some ring time over there too.
All right, all right. So now, if you were to get like contacted by WWE and AEW, which one do you think you would take?
That's a good question. There's just pros and cons to both companies, but I think I'd have to go with WWE solely because they just have more resources. And for me, just being a new wrestler, I think those resources could help me a lot in my career.
No, absolutely. So then, like with that being said, like out of all the places you wrestled, has there been like one specific spot that you were like, I really like this place and I'll wrestle here any opportunity I get?
Yeah, there has been. I would say, what was the name of that promotion? Labor of Love. I just, for one, I think the promoter is really cool, and he gives everyone opportunities. And I also like the locations he has his bookings. It's pretty close to me because I'm in Philly, so that's one spot I'd love. I always want to go to wrestle at there, and I want to go on high tension wrestling too. It's a pretty good promotion.
Okay, so since like you're in like the whatever you just said, tell me you're an Eagles fan.
Uh, Believe it or not, I really barely even watch sports.
I was gonna say, like, bro, I'm not an Eagles fan. Like, you guys are some competitive people. I respect you, but I am not an Eagles fan. And any opportunity I get, I will diss on you, Eagles fans. But that's why, like, 2 nights ago, I had someone on, and they were like, "Oh my god, the Eagles, this Eagles." I'm like, go. I thought you were cool at first, but now you can go. There's the door. So I was gonna say, if you were an Eagles fan, I'm like, that just gives me more reason to boo you now. Obviously.
Well, I'll be giving you a lot more reasons in the future. Trust me.
hmm So, how do you feel about like hardcore death style matches?
Well, I mean, I'd probably only do it maybe once a year, if that. It's just not something. I mean, I respect the wrestlers that do it.
Yeah.
It's just not something I see myself being able to do continuously, especially since I'm looking for longevity.
No, yeah. I get it. I get it. So, really quickly in the chat, we got my dad hyping you up. You know,
Hey,
I'm gonna
what's
have
up,
to
Dad?
with him after be like, yo, this man like dissed me at that show and like you're here cheering for him. Like, how could you do that? But it's cool. Whatever. So now how do you feel about like intergender wrestling? Male versus female.
I like it. I mean, I wouldn't mind. I get in the ring with anybody, male or female. I haven't been in the ring with a female one on one yet. Only time I've had a match with a female was in a tag match, but I'm open to all types of matches with
All right.
anyone.
All right. So do you have like a specific warm up you do before you come out the curtain?
Um, well, not really. I wouldn't say it's a warm up. It's more of like psyching myself up.
Mm-hmm.
In my head, I'm thinking about how I want this match to go. What am I gonna do? Thinking what my opponent's gonna do. Ways I could, you know, take him off his game, be in my best game. Just really just being in my head. Like if you ever see me back in the curtain, it will probably just see me isolated, just in a corner somewhere, just looking like I'm dozed off or something. But I'm really just in my head, just thinking about the match, how it's gonna go.
No, yeah, I get it. So like do you like with that being said, do you find yourself being like a self critic if you watch your matches back and be like, oh my God, why did I do that? I could have done that better, you
All
know.
the time, literally every single match, I do that.
But I mean, I think we're all our worst like self critic and we're all gonna be like, oh my god, that was terrible. And then like someone will be like, nobody even noticed like if you fuck up a move or some you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean every like I said, everyone is their own critic and they're like, oh my god, this is terrible, this is that. But I get it. So now, do you think it's gonna be like an age thing, a mindset thing, or an injury thing that causes you to call it quits and retire?
I would say probably an age thing that would maybe call it quits. And I'm saying that because like I wanted to be signed pretty young. I started training when I was 18 for professional wrestling. I have
Damn.
an amateur background. I started doing amateur wrestling at 14, and it was around that age that I really started to believe in myself. That I could really become a wrestler if I put my mind to it. But unfortunately, I haven't been consistent with professional wrestling, training wise and match wise, because it's just outside life and stuff like that I be having to deal with. But I'm still around. I still, show up when I can, get matches when I can. But I'm 26 now, so I'm trying to really moving forward. I'm really gonna be pushing myself to utilize my age as much as possible.
Mm.
Injuries and stuff like that, I know it's gonna happen. It's not gonna stop me.
Okay. So like you haven't had any like major injuries yet as for like being involved or
I've had a bunch. A few years ago, I remember I took a choke slam and it just really hurt my neck. I've been out for a year. My neck hasn't really felt the same since. I never really went to go get it checked out, so I know it's like irresponsible of me. But
yeah.
for nearly 2 years now, I have this weird kink in my rib cage, and every now and then it's like I have to pop my rib back in place. But I mean, it's not nothing that's gonna really pull me out of the sport.
No, yeah, and like that's just normal. You have to deal with on a day basis because you just won't go get it checked out. But it's cool. So, what are
Maybe
some?
I will one day if it gets, in the way too much.
Mm-hmm. So, what are some upcoming shows people can find you at?
As of right now, I don't have anything lined up for this year, but in 2024, I'll be looking to find some bookings.
Okay, okay. And so, I mean, probably not. But do you have merch? And if so, where can people purchase it at?
I don't have merch at this moment.
This man. He's like, oh my god. So my name is Fly Guy Eli. I'm the shit. I'm all that. I do great in the ring, but like I don't have merch. I don't like people. I don't like you. So it's like it's cool.
Yeah, I got merch ideas, but I just don't have. I just got to find a good way to go about it first,
Hmm.
and who could create it for me.
Yes. So if people want to follow you on this journey and see where you when you come up with like merch and shit, where can they find you at?
I would say Facebook. My name on Facebook is Fly Guy Eli. I also have an Instagram, but that's not really like a wrestling account. It's more like my personal Instagram. I will be making a wrestling one soon, but definitely Facebook.
All right, all right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I kind of wish you would have came on in the heel character. That would have put like more fun in it. But it's cool. It's fine. He only does that at shows. He likes dissing me at shows, but it's cool. It's whatever. But thank you so much for coming on. I hope you all have a great Friday night. And we is it Friday? Yeah.
It's
I hope
Friday.
you all have a great weekend. And until next time, bye.